Hey, what's up, internet world? Welcome to Powerverse. I am your host, the Golden Mike from the North, Balamau Power. Now, this podcast was created in response to our pivot against the pandemic COVID-19 impacts. Here, we get to explore creative arts businesses, empowering and inspiring stories from our communities of First Nations people across the country. So I hope you enjoy these episodes. And like we always say here in Powerverse, stay inspired, stay empowered, and stay connected. That's all. And welcome to Power Circle, the platform where we celebrate artists, entrepreneurs, business, and community. I'm your host, Balamau Power, and joining me from the black table, I have a deadly brother here, JPoint. My brother, welcome to the show, and thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
Man, prolific. We'll get into your background, but first, as we do cultural way here at the black table, can I ask you if you can share your background and who you mob and your connection, my brother?
Yeah, absolutely. I come from the rainforest down Innisfail, the Mamu people. That's where I was born. That's where all my people come from. That's me.
Yeah, deadly, brother. Well, man, just to give you background on this platform, Power Circle was created, man, so we can have a space where we can talk and celebrate our own achievements, for us as creatives, but us as community people. So having you here, I've seen your journey, man, from when you started in music, because we both come around the same time, to where you're at now in the film industry and, to acting. So we're going to dive into that, bro.
Too deadly.
The first question, and this one comes from my team member, but family for you, Jack.
Yes.
Have you always wanted to be an entertainer, man?
Oh, man. Yes, yeah? Absolutely. I think it's it's in my blood. My family, in the church,
yes,
singer, songwriters, all types of musical instruments, and being, in the church, you're on stage.
Yes.
There's pressure and performance, and
yes,
but also comes from a place of love. My Uncle Tim's a songwriter. He made an album, Today's the Day, which I always looked at that as a big achievement, great achievement.
Yeah.
He's just he's a rock in my life and a great inspiration. So seeing that as a young fellow, I was like, hey, my uncle got an album.
Yeah.
And just really deadly. So just inspired from a young age. That combined with just a love for the arts and especially film, it just it's all the same. It's a platform to tell your stories, be it singing or songwriting or lyrics, visuals, film, photography. It's a platform that gives us a voice, and I absolutely love it. Yes, I love it.
Oh man, just saying that because we come from a culture that is so rich with stories and storytelling. So it's just naturally organic that we head into that place. And that, having rocks and moments where it just inspires you and it shows you that, this can be possible. When was that for you, if you think of way back, that moment, that defining moment when you knew it was like, oh yeah, I could do this?
Wow. In grade 7, in primary school, your last year, grade 7, I was in the choir.
Okay,
yeah. I was in the choir, and we had a talent camp.
Yes.
So it was a few days down at Warina Lakes. All the creatives, as young, black and white, everyone together.
Yes.
We had this creative camp, and you try different things out, singing and acting, and doing a little bit of acting, not much, but I remember it having an impact on me, and the teacher saying, oh, you have a natural ability, and we want you to be one of the wise men in the choir, in our Christmas performance down at the Esplanade, Esplanade, or the riverbank. I don't know what we call it actually, but
Yeah.
yeah, down there, and you know, dressing up as that wise man, and just the feeling of being in front of an audience, and hearing the cheers and the happiness and how they felt, and it just really gave me a special feeling, just a feeling of to be able to have that gift, to move someone, either 10,000 or just one. It's still so
absolutely,
special.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that back there, the influence and the impact was there, and then progressed on.
Too good.
Hey!
Too good. No, that is amazing. Just out of curiosity, which wise man were you? The frankincense, the myrrh, or the incense? Which one?
Whoever the black one was. No, I can't remember that part. But yeah.
No, too good. So at that time, you're 7, and you're looking at whoever the teacher was at the time says you have a natural ability. Stepping into the world of saying, okay, I want to be creative. I know there's going to be, because you're young, right? There's going to be a lot of things coming into you, especially a lot of feedback that will sway you, the negative feedback. What were those that came to you, and how did you kind of move through that?
Yeah, well, just with performance and coming up through my high school years and watching the big brothers do DJing, Johnny Mac and Shani Bads, I loved the sound of music mixing together, the beat mix, and just having the power to rock the crowd and keep them on the dance floor, because when you lose them, oh, my heart. So, you know, you feel
DJ,
like...
you're special, bro. DJ, you're special.
You know, them mob, they'll run that DJ down, and they, oh, you gave me that follow you. Yeah. But seeing that, you know, I said, I really want to do that. So first off, I went to my big brother, Shani Bads, and he taught me the ways. I didn't get it at first, but then when I got it, and I got to DJ in an old club here in Cairns called The Nest.
The Nest.
That's for the old mob back. That's a way back club.
How old were you back there when you were DJ, man?
I was like 17. I was 17.
Man, that's
17,
way back, bro.
17, 18. So I was just coming into, I was going to say coming in to be a young man, but you're not a man when you're 18. You still got a long way yet. But, coming at an early age, and big brothers taught me how to mix. And there's a lot of, around that, even in saying that, you know, people look at your skill, and if you lose the crowd or whatever, they run you down. And at that age, I took it on as personal attacks, and I could never get past that for a long time. Yes. So someone would say something, and you know, I'd go, oh, maybe I can't. Yeah. So that takes growth. It takes time. You know, through adversity, character's built. So you know, you got to learn for yourself. No one's, you know, someone can tell you 100 times over, uncles, auntie, whoever, father, mother, they'll tell you, like they've been through it. Yeah. And they'll tell you, but you either don't want to listen, or you're strong-headed or whatever. Yes. But it's until you have your moment where you can look at it and really grow, like really take the lesson on, then that's when growth's made. So going back to what you said, my brother, after DJing, and then I started producing for my boys who were rapping. Yes. When the music production, and seeing them write music and put their lyrics down and tell their story, that thing starts growing, and it starts eating at you, saying, well, you can do this. You can tell your story, you know, you can get up, you can do it. So that thing starts breaking it down. And then I start writing songs. Yes. And even though I had songs, I wouldn't perform yet on stage, because I was like still frightened. Still scared. But that's that thing too, that sometimes our mob, we latch onto it and use it like armor. You know? We take this shame notion and go,
that shame notion, yes.
And we use it as a yeah, like but that excuse. But then it becomes a safe place because it's like, oh, I could do it, but
yes,
or and then you start wearing it proudly, and it's a lot of things in my life. I had to step back and go, I want to win. I don't want to. I'm sick of failing.
yes,
But what's got to change?
yes.
What do I have to take ownership on? So I looked at it, and I went, nah, this is out of my life, whatever that was.
What was the point when you broke it like that? Because shame is the biggest thing. Like, I can speak from my life experience as well. That was the whole thing that that held down. But when I turned 11, 12, that I removed that through my own personal experiences. But for you, knowing that, being conscious and understand and know that shame, this thing that we say, shame, we carry it around with us and we do hold it like a badge of honor. What was the moment for you when you broke it, and what did you do to step up beyond that?
Well, the other thing we have strongly in our culture, it's not our culture, but in our way, is to party up and stay with the fam or the friends, that safe circle.
Yes.
But regardless of what your situation is in that circle, you still stay there because it feels safe and you feel welcomed. But, being in that party scene and just smashing drinks and just like, just wasting life with a smile, blissful. It was that, because I started looking at it and going, I felt like a joke in that circle. Like I felt like I've got potential.
Yeah.
I've got talent, but I'm destroying it. And not just unknowingly, I'm destroying it with a smile on my face, with a drunken laughter. And it's like, I get it, some people don't have certain skills and abilities. Some people, they know their place in life and they accept it. But I can't go through life knowing that I have talents, skills, I have a gift.
Yes.
And if I don't use it, if I don't utilize it, when I'm 70 or 80, God willing, 100 on my bed, and my family's around me, how am I going to look them in the face? How am I going to say to them, I did everything that I was supposed to do in life? How am I going to do that? I can't. So I was like, nah. Because you know what, it becomes, there's a point in your life where you're just absolutely tired of losing. You're just sick in your guts. And it's that point where you just go, no more.
Yeah.
I'm going to win.
That's powerful, man. And
that's
when
it.
you're at the bottom of everything, so the only way is up, right?
It's up.
It's the only way is up. It's like, okay, what else do I have to lose?
It's up, and that's it. That's
what else do I have to lose?
And that's, I think, getting out, I know. I had looked at it, I said, I got to get out of my circle. I just got to go. I just got to run.
Yeah.
Just leave that. And I left it. And I went to WA.
Yeah.
And I thought I had another path. Big brother Shane put me on another path, and it was good. But it was there that I found that I could, it was a few things that actually happened going Karratha. I went there, and the first thing coming off the plane, I said, I said to myself, here's the promise. I've got to get back home.
Yes.
But I can't just go back home. My passions and my gifts have to get me back there.
Deadly.
I'm not going back just for the sake of do one day and go, oh no, this is too hard, I'm going back.
I've seen that. We'll come to that journey, but I want to take it back first. So, because I think your story is very important to share, man. It's going to inspire a lot of people who's going to be watching this. First of what you were saying there, that moment of, I have a saying, like, I could go through life living with failures, but I cannot go through life living with regrets. The shoulda, woulda, couldas is not a part of my ethos. Like, I can't do that. There's a saying that pain and failure weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. And you go back, like what you're saying, 100 years, looking back on your life and say, I shoulda, woulda, coulda, could not be. That can't be the story, the narrative, right?
No.
And I've seen a lot of people, like, and no disrespect to them, but had so much talent that could go into like NRL football, AFL, or any type of career, never took the leap for whatever the reasons are. And then I hear them when I go to local bars or when I meet up with them, they're like, my boy, you know, when I was young, I could have done this and I should have done that. And when I heard those stories, it was so abundant in the community. Like, we don't want to be that, right?
No.
And so when you share that gem, it's like, man, I can resonate with that. So if you were to tell somebody out there who's watching, a young person or anybody who's in that mind state, holding onto the coat of armor of shame or having that challenge to switch the perspective, what would you say, like, from your experience?
Absolutely. The thing I'd tell them is there's a voice inside. Now, you can hear it. It's faint, but you can hear it. But you can't hear it loudly. Not yet, because you haven't made the decision yet to win. Make that decision, and the voice gets louder.
Yeah.
You get clarity. I have this belief that, yes, there's people in life who've made it, and they're just dead set dumb fellas. Murray was going to swear then, but I won't swear. But they stumble through life and still win. Yes. You see, the thing is, we all have these doors in life. We have opportunity. But it's until you make the decision in life with what you want.
Yes.
Then you have the clarity to see the doors. Then you can pick which one you want to walk through.
Oh, man. That is powerful.
What I want to tell them is, start with that.
Yes.
It's the simplest thing to make the decision what you really want in life, but it's also the hardest.
Yeah.
But make it, and then you'll see the doors. Yeah. And then you'll be unstoppable.
Too good, brother. Man, that's some gems. And the guys out there, if you listen to that, man, that's gems to take that and change that perspective. You know, walking through doors. And interesting thing that you said is finding out what you want. I also run through it now. I tell this to my children, my nieces and my nephews, and everyone is like, life gives you two parts. What is and what you want. Mm-hmm. You can create what you want. You can create your own world. But we're so focused on what is and just follow that line. And I don't know, with your experience, have you seen that like in your journey? And does that resonate in some sort of way for you? Like seeing what people call the status quo, but what is, and creating what you want.
Well, I'm sure you've heard a lot of speakers in your life.
Yeah.
There was something that Will Smith said.
Yeah, yep.
But that was Confucius. He was quoting Confucius.
Yes.
And it was he who says he can and he who says he can't are both right. Usually right.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, that left impact. It's so simple.
Yeah.
But that's the difference. See, that's the difference. It's when you absolutely set out to do something, you get it done. There's no ifs or buts about it. But when you walk into something half-heartedly, man, it's, you know, people are going to tell you all the time, you're going to have a hater. Everyone's got at least one.
Yes, of course.
You either know about them now, you're going to know about them later. Yeah. So if you got one hater or 100 or 1,000,000, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And if you let that one hater get in, the numbers don't mean nothing.
Don't mean nothing.
It don't change nothing. Because once you let, there's a proverb that Les Brown talks about.
Oh, man, you're speaking about all my heroes like that. It's okay.
It's something about
Les Brown weekly.
I love Les.
Man.
One of my goals is to go do one of his training sessions. But that's another thing. That's an off camp. We can talk about that later.
Yeah. Don't just talk about him. He might listen to this.
He has a program where you can go learn to be a speaker.
Yeah.
With him and his son and his family, which I'd love to. One day I'll go do that.
Yes.
But he talks about if the enemy within,
Yeah.
can do me no harm, then the enemy outside, what's he going to do? But that's where it all starts. It's the internal. It's where you begin. It's that fight. And it can be a fight. When you're indecisive and maybe you're walking out of a relationship or you're dealing with drugs or whatever, if you're half and half about it, you're never going to win. You got to just absolutely go, yes, we're doing this. And then anything else that tries to, infiltrate, it's not getting in. It can't. Because the hardest battle you have every day is the one in the reflection.
Absolutely.
It's them small decisions you make,
Absolutely.
the impacts. So you take care of that business.
Then everything outside is.
But don't walk. You take care of it. And when you walk outside and you walk through those battles, you wear it proudly. You wear that decision proudly. You go, look, this is what I'm doing. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you don't have money. Oh, you can't do that.
Well,
that's cool. Like, I believe in what I believe in. You believe in what you believe in.
Yeah.
And I respect your right to believe in what you believe in. But I know exactly what I'm doing today.
Yes.
Do you? That's the difference, man. That's the difference between Harry Majari and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan set out to do exactly what he was going to do in life.
Yes.
Harry Majari talked about it, and he was like waiting on this to happen or waiting for that to happen.
Which is the majority of the narrative, right, for a lot of people. Man, that is powerful analogies. You heard the parable of the two wolves, yeah?
The two wolves?
The two wolves.
No.
So ancient Cherokee parable where the grandson asks the elder, or the elder tells the grandson, child, within you there are two wolves that are continuously fighting. And one of them is good, one of them is bad. They list all the good traits and the bad values, and they are continuously fighting within you to take control of your spirit.
Yeah.
And he stops, and your grandson sits there and thinks for a minute, and then he turns around and says to the elder, the grandfather, so which wolf wins? The elder looks back at him and says, the one you feed the most.
Yeah.
So if you feed the bad will win. If you feed the good will win. And he kind of, the warrior within is the same narrative. It's like, whatever you feed, the decisions, if it's shame or if it's the ability to persevere through all this and the challenges. Because to get somewhere in life, failure has to happen. Challenges need to be there, and it's character building, like you said. Yes. Now, I'm excited because you're the first hip hop artist that I got on this at the black table, so I'm calling it the black table. And it's interesting you call Will Smith because he was inspired by his wife Jada Smith with the Red Table Talk. So I'm like, okay, we gotta put something like that here in Australia. So shout out to Will. Will, if you're listening, man, come on, you gotta get me on the red table or come on the black table. Either way, I gotta throw it out there, man. You never know what the universe does, right? Yes. So. Coming into music, you're around in the production, everybody's rapping and you get into that. Of course, you're gonna meet challenges. Like, first of all, hip-hop in Australia always meets challenges. And being an indigenous hip-hop artist or black hip-hop artist in Australia is twice as much. Like, I remember when I came out, I was the rapper guy and I had to actually really physically fist fight to protect my right to be on stage. Yep. It was just what it is, and it was my own people before I even entered the stage outside. Entered the stage outside of the Torres Straits. So, what were your challenges and barriers getting in there, and how did you overcome that?
Wow. Well, we come out of Townsville. That's where Sugar Heights first, me and Johnny Rowe, and then eventually we went on to be the North Ward. And then I got out. Then we became the Northern Orphans, which is our collective, the recording group. Yep. So me, Paddy Gila, Johnny Rowe, Robbie Gore, DB, Baptist, P-Boy. That's Stevie Mitchell. So he was with the band King for the last 10 years. I think they've finished up now. Townsville. It can be a racist city.
It's rough there, man.
They say it's
rough.
They say it's one of the top ones in Australia. I wouldn't say I never had that much resistance, really. I think standing next to Johnny Rowe all the time, like he was very loved in the hip hop community there. So, because I started as a DJ, I made my way out. It is a funny one, but because I think with Indigenous, you know, with our style, because the what you call it, Oka rap, I don't know what they call it, but there's a
I know what you're talking about.
there's a definite
White Aussie rap type,
I think that's the definite, like, you know, that's the going flavor. So to get through that,
flavor like that.
it's kind of, you know, if you're not in that, you know, you're kind of out. But I think because we had our own style on top of that, it was definitely some learning at the start. But I think with the growth